Hello everyone! Today we continue working with the shirt dress. Have a look at the front detail. I've added 2 centimeters to the center front and marked the original line with a dashed line. You can either cut this placket together with this detail or separately. There should be a placket on the center front either way. I need to make the front detail wider too. After that, I'll make the angles round. This line should also be made 1.5 centimeters longer. I'm making the front detail wider. Notice that I'm working with one and the same pattern. Next, I need to make the angles round. I'll mark the top point. The angle should be made round this way. I'm showing you all of these designs for you to learn to use your imagination. The slit will start here. The back will be longer than the front, just like in the sketch. It's very important to be accurate when working with the seam allowance. Stitch as much as you add. Do not forget to make a notch in the center back. Make a notch in the point where the pleat should start. Notches make our work much easier. I add 1 centimeter here. This is where the sleeves will be attached. This is the line which was made longer. You can make such an amazing shirt dress without any special pattern. I showed you how to make this pattern when sewing the first dress, dark blue one. I wish I knew someone like me when I was learning to sew. Side seams are usually straight in such dresses, but I understand that some of you might have pretty wide hips. Such dresses are usually edged with facing at the bottom. It's even hard to believe that this is the same pattern which we used to make previous dresses. Do not forget about a placket on the front. Watch the video on how to make button stands if you haven't done it yet. I showed the technique very thoroughly. I even showed you a chart with all the needed measurements. Have a look here. The center sleeve is pinned on the grain. This is the only right way to cut it, if you don't want to make a seam. I can cut it. I don't change anything in order not to damage the shape of the dress. I need to add 1.5 centimeters to each side of the sleeve. I need to do it because this line was made longer in the dress. I want to make the sleeves 5 centimeters longer. And 4 centimeters wider. You can change the sleeves bottom however you like. Next, we need to connect these points with these ones. I remind you that these angles should be straight. I'll attach the sleeves to the dress when all the other details are ready. The more accurate you are when drawing and cutting, the less problems you have later. I'm cutting this way because there's a camera on the table. I'll make a notch on the front side. These sides are almost equal actually. The front is just a bit different. I'm ready to start taking the dress. I'll draw the pockets on the front. I'm not going to make them. Not the edges, but the points which are 1 centimeter lower should match. I'm glad that I've decided to show you this technique. You can make a very simple pattern once, and then sew a lot of different dresses on its basis. This is how the seam looks like from the right side. Perfect. The front yokes are tacked to the dress. Next, I need to tack the yokes to the back. This is going to be a pleat on the center back. Make folds in such way that the details match on the center back. There were 3 notches here. They should all meet in one point. When I beat the pleat, I'll take it. You do not necessarily have to make such pleat. You can make 2 small pleats here. Next, I need to tack the yoke to the back. To do that, I need to match the notches on the center back. The back is ready. The front details are also ready. Next, I need to tack the shoulder seams. First, we need to tack the shoulder seams, then insert sleeves, and only after that, tack the side seams, which turn into sleeves. I'm not only making the dress wider, but I'm also making a pleat on the back. You can make the dress as wide as you want. As I've already said, you don't have to make everything just like I do. The fabric is of a poor quality, so I have to tack the seams this way. Next, I need to tack the sleeves to so-called armholes. These are not actual armholes. Check if the details match before you start tacking. I'll start tacking from the center sleeve. This is the same sleeve as in the previous dress. It just looks like a regular satin sleeve. I don't need to gather or stretch the sleeves. I tack them the way they are. This is a simple short dress with dolman sleeves. This is how the sleeve looks like now. You can see that it fits perfectly. It can be top-stitched. Even though it looks like a set-in sleeve, this is a regular dolman sleeve. The only thing left to be done is to tack the side seam. I remind you that I made the sleeves a bit wider than the previous dresses. The dress is almost ready for a fitting. Next, I need to tack the second sleeve. I want to iron the dress before the fitting. You've already seen a lot of different dresses made on the basis of this pattern. I'll show you some more designs. You can look different and beautiful every day using one and the same pattern. I need to tack the side seams till the slits. We made notches here. Have a look at the sleeves once again. I want you to understand that the shape wasn't changed. I made yokes, pleat on the back, cut the sleeves. Anyway, the pattern wasn't changed. I remind you that the back is longer than the front. You can make a slit as high as you want. I'm going to tack the second side seam the same way. Have a look at me. It seems like this is a classic shirt design. It's not. These are the dolman sleeves. The only things which are different is that the side seams are straight and the dress is wide. Notice that the back is longer than the front. The ankles are round, and there is a pleat on the back. The dolman sleeves were cut in such way that they look like regular set-in ones. The dress is very comfortable. It's pretty loose, so I can move in it without any problems. I remind you that these parts were made wider, so I feel more comfortable in this dress. Have a look at the front. I drew the pockets for you to see how you can decorate the dress. This is how the dress looks like from the back. I want to show you how this dress will look like with the belt. I think that it also looks amazing this way. That's all for today. Next time we'll continue working with this pattern. My name is Paukštė Irina. Subscribe to my channel. Goodbye.